Yes, not one, but two videos today. This is actually a third. I did a video today. For in the main members area. I did a training video on ADX chart. Okay, so here's what we're going to go over today. I'm going to load up a brand new chart, right? Brand new chart. Actually, I want a new chart. Okay, we're going to rename this one Big Money Chart, right? AKA banks money, right? So we're talking about today is the bank's money, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go over BTC, USD, Bitstamp. All right, there we go. So what we're going to talk about today is the bank's money. And when people think that the majority of institutional investors are going to come into the market, boom. All right. So first off, right? First things first. So the very first thing I've got to say is that you all need to understand that the largest block of Bitcoin is actually owned right here. So this is where the largest block of Bitcoin is owned. And we don't want that one. We want this one, right? The largest block of BTC is owned between, I think it's 800 to 1150. So the largest block, the people who control the largest block of Bitcoin is all right down in here. Okay, these are the people who got in early. God bless them. They got in early. They bought a shitload of freaking Bitcoin. And this is where the biggest block is, right? Look at that, right? This is where the institutional buyers were going. And not the institutional buyers, but the people who believed in Bitcoin, the Calvin Ayers, the big Bitcoin whales. This is where they all got in right here. So the biggest, largest block and the amount of Bitcoin that's owned at this point is 80% of the supply, right? And this can be plus or minus, right? This can be plus or minus. Minus, right? Plus. So plus or minus of the supply, okay? So 80% of the supply is owned right here, okay? Now, a second chunk of Bitcoin was purchased right here. So now you have a second block of Bitcoin. And you can see by the VPVR, you have a massive second purchasing block of Bitcoin. So these are the second, we'll call these the second wave of big buyers. So this is where the second wave of big buyers came in, right? They all came in right here, right? So these guys are like God mode, all right? Now, there's no doubt about it, right? These guys are in. Let's make this yellow because, I mean, seriously, like these guys bought gold, okay? We'll make this yellow and black, right? These guys were the gold buyers, right? These guys bought the sunshine and the rainbows. These guys were the second big wave of buyers right here. And then the third wave of buyers was everybody here. And then so basically you had, this was the third wave, right? These would be the CNBC buyers, right? These would be the CNBC buyers. And then you have this. right, we're going to make this one. That. Okay. These CNBC, right? Internet buyers, right? And then you got these people. These are the donkeys, right? These are the donkeys right here. So these are all the donkeys, and these people all got their ass fucking handed to them. Now, let me be very specific. Vamp is a donkey, right? Vamp is a donkey because I bought into the market January 25th, 2018. This is when I very first got into Bitcoin. So just a fact check your ass. I am a donkey. Eeyore, right? There's no, I can't deny it. I was one of the idiots who bought in at the absolute worst time ever, okay? On the way down. Okay, I bought it on the way up, right? These are the donkeys that died. These are the donkeys that died. Donkeys that all died, right? These donkeys all died, and most of these donkeys have died too, right? So, if we're going to play a game here now, okay? Everyone wants to know when institutional buyers are going to come into the market. So that's the question. Let's get over here. We're going to write our question in here. Okay. The big question, right? Number one, right? When will right, there's the big question, okay? So the big question is, when will the institutional buyer step in, okay? And you have to ask yourself, okay? These people are smart money, okay? Smart money, okay? So very important for you to understand. These smart people with smart money have hundreds of millions, right? Parked, ready to go, right? They have hundreds of millions of dollars parked and ready to go, okay? There's no issue that they have giant deep pockets, right? And of course they want to get in on this. They want to take a piece of this, and they're going to get in. They're going to do it. But you have to think, right? The simple question: think like a big buyer of any business, right? Think like a big buyer of any business. What is the number one thing if you had to buy into a business, right? And you were going to put in $100 million or $50 million into any business. What's the number one thing you would want in the business? Come on, give me some answers, people. Come on, how many people we got watching this? What is the number one thing that you would want? Come on, answer, people. Come on. If you had 50 million bucks or $100 million, what is the number one thing you would want? Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Come on, give it to me, people. Good answers, all good answers. Good growth, ROI, equity. I think Tiger's the closest so far. Happiness, protect your capital. Rich, yep, cheap prices, buy low, sell high. Right? Ah, all right, we got it. We have a winner. We have a winner. There it is. Game Slayer got it. This is the right answer. The right answer is control. right? If you buy into a company, what's the number one thing you'd want? You'd want to have control, right? And control means having controlling interest, right? You want to have controlling interest in the commodity. If you're going to put $100 million of your money, right, into this market, the last thing that these guys want, the last thing these banks is to get run the F over, right? If they don't control the supply, they are going to get absolutely run over. They need to control the supply, right? Where is the supply? Where is the supply, people, right? The supply, the people who really control crypto, these guys control crypto. These big, large block of BTC holders, these guys between 800 and 1150 own 80% of the supply. These guys control Bitcoin. It's that simple. These are the controlling whales of Bitcoin right here. So how do you shake these hands out? So if you really, really wanted to shake the hands of these guys, you need to get Bitcoin down to basically a 2x, right? To shake out the we're going to call them the first wave big buyers, you need to get their investment ratio down to 2x or sub 2x, right? If you want to shake these guys out, you need to get all the way down to 2x and or sub 2x to get them to shake out of their bags, right? So where would that be, right? Where would that be? So honestly, if I was a holder, if I personally, you have to think of yourself. If I owned 10,000 BTC, right? And I had an entry at 12, let's call it 11, let's call it $1,000, right? $1,000. At what point would I need to dump my bag and get scared, right? That I was going to break even for holding all this time. If I had 10,000 BTC and at $1,000 a pop, that's a lot of money to have tied up for a year, right? That's a lot of money, right? Dude, that's so much. I'm doing the math on it right now. That's $10 million, right? So you have $10 million. This equals 10 mil, right? If you held this for 1 year and all of a sudden you thought you were going to just break even on that 10 mil, yeah, right? To walk with a safe 20 mil is a good ROI, right? That would be a good ROI. Very simple. I would be more than happy to walk out with 2x on my money after holding it for, a very limited time, for, not even, let's just call it a year. You're holding it for a year. So this is a year-long hold. So this is why I think if you wonder where the institutional buyer needs to come from, is you need to have a sucking sound. You need to hear, you need to listen very, very closely. You have to listen very, very closely we need to hear a sucking sound. A sucking sound coming from this bar of the first wave. That's what you need. You literally just need that. You need a sucking sound to come from these guys right here of them starting to dump their Bitcoin. So these guys have got to start dumping some of their Bitcoin. And what's going to happen is a lot of retail investors, this is where the retail investors, this is where the first bankers, this is where the first guys who are going to take the risk, this is where the bags are going to start to get picked up. That we need to get down into this block. And I'm talking, dude, guys, I'm talking into here. Right? This is the shakeout land. This is the shakeout land right here. And we can make this box red or green. And we'll title it. And what we're going to do is we're going to title it shakeout land. Shakeout zone. This is going to be the shakeout zone right into here. Right? And this will be what's needed to be the shakeout zone into here as this gets stretched out into a recovery. Okay? So this is where in the shakeout zone you're going to see the next wave, the first real wave, and we're going to put that in there. First new wave of the big buyers. Yeah, let's back this up. This is where the first wave of the new institutional buyers are going to come from. We've got to get down here. Because once these guys buy in, these guys are going to make, like once they buy in and they put their money in, these guys all want 2x to 10x, right? All these guys. This is what they're going to want. They're going to want 2x to 10x, no questions asked. It's a risky investment. It's a risky investment, but this is what they're going to buy in. A lot of people think they're going to wait until we bounce and start moving up. I think that the institutional buyers are going to step into this area down in here. I don't think, to get down to 1,000 and into this bar is going to be vicious. A drop down into this shakeout zone would be really ugly, right? We do not want to drop down into this shakeout zone. Okay, dropping into this shakeout zone is the no bueno shakeout zone. Okay, we do not want to go into here. Okay, so we don't want to go into this area right here. This is no good. We do not want to go into this area right here. Okay, because the problem is once you get into this area, you can actually shake too many people out. And when you shake too many people out, you can really crash the commodity, okay? So we do not want to get into here. We don't want to get deep into this bar. Right? And that's a fact. We don't want to get too deep into this bar. Simply because getting into this bar, we can shake out too many hands and then we can really cause some ugly, ugly deep capitulation, right? We don't want to do that. All right, and that's all I got to say. That's what I think. That's what I think is going to happen. You know, I think we're going to come down here. We're going to end up in the shakeout zone, and then this is where the institutional buyers are going to take over. Now, once the institutional buyers take over, buyers. Once the institutional buyers have control, they will regulate the market in favor of themselves. Okay, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They'll regulate the market exactly for their favor. That's what happens every single time. It's going to take time. I really think that we're going to be lucky to break without an ETF, without ETF and without dropping deep enough. I feel we can't get the institutional buyers in. I also feel that once you get Bitcoin down and Bitcoin gets deep enough and the institutional buyers step in, you're going to see a lot of regulatory reform also start to take over. So when these guys control Bitcoin, remember, you kind of got you've kind of got the exchanges by the balls, right? So you kind of, once you own the high supply of Bitcoin, they've kind of got the exchanges by the balls. And if they really want to get wicked, dude, they can go out there and smash all they want, right? They can go Hulk on the unregulated exchanges, right? They can just go Hulk on them and they'll win all day long every day. And, you've got more, now you've got, who knows how many tokens will be on Coinbase. You got Gemini, you got TD Ameritrade, you've got all these big institutions coming into the marketplace. TD Ameritrade is going to have their own crypto trading platform. It's going to be crazy. And, once they get up and running, guys, I'm just telling you, right, my prediction is still stand true. If you guys saw the there's 4 things that need to happen to crypto. One of them is someone is going to go to jail in 2019 and or get arrested. It's not if, it's just when. Okay, so one of my big predictions, right, for 2019 is, and I've got this, it's like I made it back in October, right? But one of my big predictions for 2019 was that right? Some big player. This is critical. Right? Some big player. I'm talking somebody from Tether, somebody from one of the exchanges, Phoenix, or Phoenix or MEX or somebody, or Binance, somebody, Kraken. Somebody is going to jail. Somebody's going to get charged with manipulation. Somebody is going to get hammered. And that will be a turning point for crypto because it'll be the first shot that is fired across the bow of these unregulated exchanges. Right? So this is one of my predictions. This will be a boon for crypto. Right? One of the largest drawbacks we have of the biggest, one of the biggest drawbacks to crypto is unregulated exchanges and manipulation. Right? This is one of the biggest drawbacks to crypto. Right? And this needs to be addressed. We all know it. We see it. We know it. There's just way too much shady shit going on. I mean, USDT, come on. Right? We all, what a joke. Right? These banking issues, money laundering, all kinds of issues out there. It is going to come to an end. Right? It is going to come to an end. So that's it. That's all I got. I want to say thank you all to everybody who's here. I will post this video. I'm going to dump it off right now. Just anything I can do, just listen, please. All I ever ask from you guys, go out there, just throw out a share. That's always appreciated. Just pop out the little share button, Facebook and Twitter, anything you can help me. I always say the only kind thing for spending my time with you I could ask for is go onto Twitter, just post something nice about this, my videos, about the live stream that's 24/7. I want to say thank you to each and everyone. I appreciate all of you. Thank you all for being here. Thank each and every one of you guys for sticking through this bear market. Trust me, you guys, it's going to pay off in the end. We will find the bottom together. We will want to be one of the first to buy in, and we will get out the other end of this all alive, right? I'm the Vamp. We are from Trading Associates. I would like to say thank you, and I am out.